A few days before the Chili Bowl, I got to go down to Cannondale Speedway and test the midget we were going to run at Chili Bowl. Got there a day early, went to their shop and made sure that I fit in the car. They already had the seat mounted, so just adjusted the belts and got the car ready to go for testing. Went over to Cannondale Speedway, got a couple good test sessions. They had the track pretty wet, so definitely had to learn as much as I could pretty quickly. Got a couple sessions in, had a little issues at the end and kind of cut it a little short, but did pretty well and learned a lot heading into Chili Bowl. We got into Tulsa Sunday night so we could get settled before Monday's practice. Got there early Monday morning, and I believe we were one of the earliest sets of the day, which puts you early in the day and then very late in the day, so it makes a very long practice day. We walked in, and the building is just huge, and the atmosphere is nuts. There's just cars everywhere and people everywhere. It's indescribable how big the building is. But we got there Monday, got our first test session in, and it went pretty well until Dave Darlin ran into the back of me and flattened my tire. But got to learn some on a wet track and then got ready for the afternoon session. In our first test session, I immediately hit the gas and pulled the front wheels off the ground. And I told a couple people that if I had never ran 410s, that might have been a little uncomfortable, but it didn't feel uncomfortable because it's a lot like running a 410 with the wheels up in the air. We went out very late in the day. They flipped the groups, so we were one of the last groups to go out. So it was a lot more like the track we would race on. Got a couple good laps, but at the very start, car in front of me decided to make a hard right-hand turn into turn one, and I about spun to miss him and then got collected by another car. Just bent the rear bumper up a little bit and bent the car just a touch where the bumper goes in. But after that, still continued and got some good practice laps and got ready for the race on Tuesday. In our heat race, actually started right behind Kelsey Ivy, and started out decent, got a little caught up going into turn 3 and 4, and the car behind me actually flipped past me after the flag stand off of Kelsey's right rear. So got to see somebody, get upside down pretty early, and then gained some positions. I believe we ended up going, I think officially 7th to 5th, which put us outside pole for the C main. Immediately just kind of settled into second. The track was a lot slicker with a cushion, so not running non-wing. It was definitely the first time that I really had to try and get the car sideways before hitting the cushion, and more or less knew the top four transferred and just rode around. Made sure that I kept the car in the top four and didn't make any mistakes that would have put us out of the B main. In the B main, we started 14th. There was a wreck on the first lap, took out a couple guys, helped us move forward for the second try at a start, and got a couple guys. I think Stevie Sussex got around us, and he ended up going forward quite a bit. But all in all, we went 14th to 9th, so not too bad for first night in the midget, and that put us into the F main for Saturday night. Saturday we got to the Chili Bowl relatively early, make sure the car was ready. Didn't end up going out until maybe 2 in the afternoon, but just want to make sure everything was ready to go. We didn't get any hot laps, so we missed the setup a little bit in the F main and didn't end up transferring. Kind of struggled and it was a little disappointing, but overall Chili Bowl was a great time. The atmosphere and just the event itself is amazing. I want to thank Ray from Guild Construction and CK Plumbing, because without him we really wouldn't have been able to do that. And also Sam Hafferty Jr. and his guys, they might not be one of the power teams that goes out there with 8 or 10 cars, but they bring prepared cars that are ready to go.